This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by Callum Walsh. Callum, Zufa Boxing's first event. You're the main man. First of all, this kind of came like a little bit late notice to people. How long have you known about this?
I've known about it for a while, you know. You're gonna hold it. I've known about it for a while, you know. It's like I've been training for this fight for a while. I didn't know who the opponent was going to be, but I always knew that the event was going to be around January. You know, they told me it was going to be around January, so I've been training. I've been ready for it, and yeah, it was late notice, you know. But it's the Apex, you know. They're not worried about ticket sales or anything like that, you know. So I think there was a lot of putting together, you know what I mean. This is the first one. It's a big deal, you know. This is something that will probably go down in history, you know what I mean. And I'm the first one to be the main event. I'll be the first main event, you know, and it's unbelievable. It's a weird feeling, you know, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. You know, I'm loving being here at the Apex, at the PI, you know, everything. You know, it's great, you know, to be involved with this company.
Talk to me about your relationship with Dana White, right? Obviously, Tom Loeffler, you're very close with. Believe probably still your manager. You've had a long-standing relationship with him. When did Dana White come into Callum Walsh's kind of vision? When did you meet for the first time? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, I think it was after my pro debut. I met Dana. Tom and Dana were working on putting boxing on Fight Pass, and Tom had just signed me, you know, an Irish fighter. Put the connection between Dana and the Irish, you know, and brought me down here to Vegas. It was actually my 21st birthday. I came down here and I met Dana, and just had a bit of a conversation. I showed him some of my amateur fights, showed him my pro debut, you know, and yeah, he said he would get involved and help me a bit, you know, and then he started to see me fight more and more, you know. I was getting more knockouts, and then he came on board with the Howlerhead Whiskey sponsorship, and after that he just started to continue to get more and more involved with my career, you know, and help me a lot, you know, and here we are now, Zufa Boxing.
Last time out when we spoke after your fight, you may not remember, but you were very critical of yourself. You were critical of your performance. You demand a lot from yourself, right? Haven't had the time to evaluate that. Are you maybe a bit more lenient on yourself now?
No, I still think it wasn't my best performance. You know, I wasn't happy with the performance overall, you know, but at the end of the day I got the win, and I've worked on a lot since that fight. You know, I put a lot more effort into this camp, a lot more, I made a lot of changes, you know, and I think I'm ready for this one now, you know. I definitely want to go out there and perform. I want to get the finish, you know. That's always the goal for me, you know. I don't want to go in there and fight 10 rounds again, but if I do, you know, hopefully it'll be entertaining, you know, but yeah, I definitely have a lot more to show than I did in the last fight, and I'll be looking to do that this weekend.
What does Ocampo bring to the table? What have you seen of him, and what do you think that you can exploit in his game?
Yeah, I think he just brings experience. You know, he's fought a lot of top guys. You know, he's lost to the top guys. You know, and I think if I get in there and I beat him, you know, I'm proving that I'm worthy of fighting top guys. You know what I mean? He's only lost to 3 of some of the best in the division. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, if I get in there and make it look easy, you know, I'll prove that I'm worthy of fighting higher class opponents. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to underestimate him. You know, I'll never underestimate an opponent. I know everyone's dangerous on any given night, you know, and I just want to go in there and just prove to myself, you know, that I can go in there and perform and improve since the last fight, you know, and yeah, I just think everyone's dangerous, you know. I'm not going to underestimate him, but I think I'll beat him.
Obviously, you've signed with Zufa Boxing. You're kind of like the trailblazer as such, right? Think of all the fights that people always, you know, put you in and they speak about big Irish affairs. Does that kind of shift the momentum now from those potentials because all those guys maybe aren't with Zufa? Has it kind of changed your focus a little bit?
I've no idea how it's going to work, you know. I'll just fight the man they put in front of me, that's it, you know. I'll just be here and fight whoever, you know. Yeah, I've no idea. I haven't really talked to where I can fight, where I can't, you know, whether I can go chase opportunities at 154 or not, you know. I haven't asked much questions, you know, but I'm very happy to just fight here at Zufa, you know what I mean. I'm very happy to just continue to fight here at 160, and whoever they can bring in to fight me, bring them.
I've noticed, and I don't know if you've really noticed this because you're based over here, but you're slowly but steadily just building this really big Irish contingent of support. Do you feel that yourself, being over here and not really being home as much?
Yeah, you know, I do. You know, I always try to get home as much as possible. You know, even after this fight, I want to get home for a week. You know, just get back. You know, and to let the Irish people know. You know, I'm still Irish. You know what I mean? I might live over here and I have my little farm and everything, but at the end of the day, I'm still Irish. You know what I mean? I always want to go home and keep that connection, you know, with the Irish people, and just show that I'm not forgetting about the place. You know what I mean? It's hard to. I know how critical the Irish fans are, you know, because I've been a fan of Irish fighters, you know, and you're like, they're not coming home, you know, you'll never get to see them, you know, but yeah, definitely after this fight, I want to get back, you know, have a couple of pints in the pubs, meet up with the boys or whatever. But
Do you have dreams and aspirations to go home to Ireland and fight, though? Is that something on Callum Walsh's radar?
yeah, definitely. I want to get back. I've already talked to them about it. I want to get back and fight in Cork. I want them to bring Zuffa boxing to Cork. And I want to put on a show back there for the Irish people. We went to Dublin and it was a massive success. You know what I mean? So I don't see why they wouldn't do it.
Think of that GAA stadium. Is that the pinnacle of Callum Walsh?
Yeah, I would love to obviously fill out that stadium, Parky Creve, you know what I mean? But it's a big place to fill out, you know what I mean? So I don't know what we'll do, but as long as I get back to Cork, that's the main thing for me.
Last one from me. I see on your social media you've brought a bit of Ireland to where you are. You've got your own farm going. You've got a horse. Talk to me a little bit about this. How did it come about?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the animals, you know what I mean? And I just have enough land, you know what I mean? So
how many animals have you got on the farm?
I have 4 dogs, 2 pigs, 2 donkeys, 2 goats, a horse.
How do you look after all these and then train like a professional athlete? Obviously, you need time with your girlfriend as well. How do you make time for all this stuff?
It's fun. I enjoy it. It's a routine. I wake up early in the morning, I go feed everyone, I go to the gym and come back and feed everyone again, and it's grand. I like it because, you come home and no matter whether you had a good day, bad day, the animals don't care. They're happy to see you as long as you have a bit of food. You know what I mean? They might bite or kick you every now and again, but it's nice. Especially where I live, it's very quiet. It's very like country. You can take the horse down to the pub or you can ride him around the trails or whatever. It's fun. It's a nice life. I put a sulky on the back of him and take him.
I need to see a ring walk of Callum Walsh coming in on a horse at some point. We need to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'll have to get my horse for that. He's a good horse too, and he's not like. So his dad was like a champion show horse. So he was bred to be a show horse, but he wasn't like the high enough caliber, So I bought him, and I walked around the block. He's not scared of dogs, people, trucks, and so I reckon I could get on him on a walk out, right?
Well, Callum, appreciate your time as always on IFLTV. Look forward to watching you put on a dominating performance on Saturday night, and we'll hopefully catch up after, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro.